In Aikido, we have techniques, and we learn techniques when you come to the dojo. The sensei will be usually showing some techniques, especially at the beginner's level, and we will be learning Aikido techniques, okay? But the Aikido techniques work actually because of some underlying principles, and by learning the techniques, we learn these principles of Aikido. Now, the interesting thing is that these principles can be applied not only in a martial arts situation, like a defense situation, conflict situation, physical conflict situation, but they can be applied also in everyday life. Just to mention a few of them, some of the Aikido principles we learn, we practice. It's the presence, it's the connection, it's listening, feeling, listening, and many, many others, just to mention a few of them. Okay, and these principles, when we integrate them into our system, they can be very useful in everyday life, in different situations, at home, at work, on the street, talking to strangers. There are many, many situations where they can be helpful. Let's talk about presence. I mean, if there is a conflict situation, someone is being in any way aggressive towards you, or like escalating a situation into a conflict, when you're hiding from it or like getting away from the conflict, escaping the conflict, it nurtures actually the aggression of the other side, of the other person. So if you can stay present in the situation, stay calm, but present, be there, show with all your body, with your energy, with your body language, with your look, with your way of talking. You can show that you are present, you are here, you are listening, you are actually acknowledging the person and their aggression in a way. It has a kind of de-escalating effect on the situation, right? So you can reduce the level of the conflict just by being present rather than by denying it and escaping. Or especially rather than going aggressively against the conflict, against the aggressive person. If you respond with aggression against aggression, you are just getting into a vicious cycle of escalation of aggression level, right? Another one I mentioned was the connection. So if someone is having a problem, whatever, and starts maybe behaving in a not very nice way, let's say it this way, because of their problem, and they are trying like to pose it on you and so on, if you can connect, understand their perspective, and then redirect their problem or help them solving the problem, or start from the same perspective as them, it will be easier for you to influence them for a positive resolution of a situation. So it's similar to a technique, right? If we do a kokyunage or some other techniques, before we actually do a kokyunage throw or iriminage, we want to align in the same direction as the attacker. So we receive his energy, we take his perspective, we look in the same direction as them, before then going into a technique, right? Into a throw, into a projection. So the same applies in real life situations. If someone is coming at you with a problem, like shouting, making trouble, and so on, it helps a lot to look at the same direction, from the same perspective into the same direction as the other person, and then trying to redirect it. So this can be very useful in real life as well. Also, being able to stay calm under pressure, certain stability, certain self-confidence that you gain by practicing Aikido or any martial arts actually in this case, and knowing the underlying principle, like staying calm, present, in the moment, stable, solid. This gives a lot of confidence in your energy that the others are receiving. And this can also help to de-escalate certain conflicts or situations. And then, beyond the principles themselves, there are also many things that you learn by practicing Aikido or probably also other martial arts that can be useful in everyday life, even on a physical level. You know, I mean, always fascinated by situation where I'm walking quite fast and coming from behind a corner, and there is someone else walking from the other side of the corner. And most cases, I mean, in the past, usually we would crash into each other, right? We would just get into each other, bump into each other, and have a little, collision. But actually, with balance management and stability and very quick reaction time, like to what is happening around the eye, reaction, see, react time, which is much shorter if you practice some martial arts. From coming from behind the corner, I can actually, usually when there is someone else coming in the opposite direction, I'm usually going around this person without hitting them, without bumping into them. And it's a funny thing, I lose a little bit my balance, but when I do maybe a rotation and I continue walking without really being disturbed by this situation. So it's always fascinating to me how quickly the body is adapting, turning around, and just following a bit from what we know from the dojo, from the practice of different techniques, right? And even the ukemi that we practice, they can help a lot in the real life when you stumble, when you slide on ice, or when skiing or riding a bike, whatever. If you fall down, your body has the ability to amortize the falls and to do it in a softer way without getting hurt badly, right? So these are some of the advantages of practicing Aikido in real day life. So it's kind of from my experience as well, my own experience a lot. And even if I didn't have to use Aikido a lot for a real self-defense in a real fight situation, I had some situations where I needed to protect my wallet, protect myself a little bit and so on, but it never escalated into an actual fight. I was able to stop it or de-escalate it before it got into a fight. And this is also because of my Aikido training. And I'm happy that I have been doing it for more than 20 years now.